Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this presentation of the MIB Master in International Business online class. I'm Alessandro Bancelli. I'm the head of the program, and Francesca Gallo is the coordinator of the program. Are also online Luca Tosetti and Daria Sauleu are part of the team. So today we would like to go through the main characteristics of the program. We would like to share with you the contents of the master program, the way it's organized. So at the end of the day, you should have a good view of the entire program. Please do not hesitate if you have additional questions beside what we have prepared. I'm going to share my screen and use this presentation we have prepared to better introduce our program. Okay, so we are talking about the MIB, Master International Business online version. We have a program online since 3 years. It was launched in the year of the pandemic, although we started design the program years before. As a matter of fact, the Master International Business in the in-presence version has been launched some 15 years ago. This program will have the same characteristic of the in-presence program as far as the value of the diploma that is issued. However, what makes this program peculiar is the fact that it's entirely taught online. It's also taught in English, as the Master in International Business has been always done. It includes a multicultural environment. First of all, because we count students coming from different countries. We will have some figures at the end of the presentation, but also the faculty is international. We refer to the international business environment. We often propose case studies referring to international business. What is peculiar of a master program, and certainly even more as far as the online program is concerned, is the teaching method, which is strongly focused on the opportunity to better improve the learning experience of participants. Okay, so just to sum up, we are talking about an online course taught in English, offered to a multinational environment and based on specific teaching methods which are suitable for an online program. What are the MIB objectives? Well, we expect to develop the knowledge of our participant as far as international business is concerned. It could lead to an international business career in different fields, as a matter of fact, since we are covering all the issues referred to international business in different topics, which we will mention later on. We have been also confronting regularly with the firms. We have an advisory board that has been appointed, and we have tried to keep the program updated over time. And as you can imagine, nowadays, the notion of international business tends to be different than the one we had even a few years ago. So we are possibly talking about deglobalization, of reglobalization. So these are all facts that we try to consider when discussing the different topics that are referred to the Master in International Business. We try to provide hands-on experience since we have, beside the teaching of the different topics, a number of activities that we call practical work activities that are contributing to develop the experience of the student, certainly much more than it is the case when we are talking about a conventional university course. And most important is the fact that even there we are caring about giving the opportunity of boosting a career and international position, offering an overview of what is the peculiarity of international business nowadays. What are the positions that we are helping to develop? Well, those that are offered to companies nowadays, in particular in transforming economies such as Italy. Most successful firms are those who are dealing with international markets, and it could well be that in specific industries, either the company are able to develop internationally or they will have difficulties even to survive. So we are trying to tackle the issue of the international management processes, and we consider all the different implementation stages of internationalization for the small firm that is maybe a startup and begin developing internationally, or small and medium-sized firms which are already established in a few countries, which are whether need to develop for the international presence, maybe in a different way than just exporting, which is the conventional way of dealing with the international market for Italian companies. And obviously that applies also to larger organizations, multinational companies, which will possibly have specific units in different countries, and will have to manage also issues of international organization and people management. Among the opportunity offered by the Master International Business, there is also the one that allows participants to build skills which lead them toward a consultancy service career. Of course, once again, mostly related to foreign trade and internationalization processes. And as I mentioned earlier, all the issues that will turn to be relevant for an international firm will be discussed and are part of our journey throughout the topics of the program. Some of our students over the year were able to reach high responsibility positions. As a matter of fact, we occasionally involve them in some of our activities, and we try also to foster an alumni activity that is an additional opportunity to have an international networking capability. Certainly firms have different goals, and the professional competence that we are trying to develop relates to the capability of helping smaller firms to develop internationally or to further expand internationally, or we allow some participant also building on their background to become a specialist on specific market areas and also on specific activities of the internationalization process, which we which may lead them to join specific international departments within the organizations. Who's the program designed for? So in other terms, who's our potential candidate profile? Well, we're looking for people who are curious about international business, and certainly have developed in their background some experiences abroad, or took some studies that could well help them to further develop their career with specific knowledge of international business. We try to develop additional skills and abilities related to an international environment. I'm talking about soft skills as well as specialization feature in areas where the international dimension will imply specific requirements different than those that are normally required when organization operates at domestic level. We want to also prepare our participant to a specific managerial behavior, which once again is different than the one of organization which are focused on a specific domestic country, or even more on a specific region within the country. How do we select our participants? Well, as a matter of fact, we have 4 main areas, each of them worth as many as 25 points, and altogether we will consider applicants who will score at least 60 points out of the 100, which is the maximum in the adding all the 4 areas. What are the 4 areas? Well, we are looking about consistency of previous studies. I'm talking about the bachelor studies and working experience, which may help the participation to the master. It doesn't necessarily mean we are selecting students depending on their previous studies. On the contrary, the program is designed to allow people to leverage on their previous background and try to have an international business preparation, which allows to put in value what they did before. We want people who are strongly motivated, so those who are looking for, say, a position in the public administration, or are not interested in working positions which are too far away from their home, won't be ideal candidate of the Master in International Business. The master is taught in English, as I mentioned earlier, so we need to also have certified or tested the English language proficiency of our candidates. And as a last item of our selection procedure, we consider the marks, the grades obtained in the previous studies. Okay, so 4 main areas. Once again, those who are qualifying with a score which is more than 60 points are considered to be admitted to the Master in International Business. We also take into account other features. Of course, this is the program dedicated to post-bachelor students. So we won't have an age range which is within 22 and 26 maximum years. We consider as a positive feature the fact that students had already some work experience, even better if abroad. If they know additional languages beside the mother tongue or English, and this is something that turned to be useful also when organizing what we call the practical work activities. We have two classes, just to mention. The one we are talking about today, which is the Master International Business Online regular class, and also the Master International Business Online executive class, which is designed for a different type of participants. We have a dedicated presentation on that in a different moment. Talking about the Master International Business regular class online, we have a program that is starting in January 2023. It lasts 12 up to 15 months, depending on the internship duration. And it's leading to the Master International the Master International Business Diploma di Master di Primo Livello, as far as the Italian system is concerned. While the executive class is designed for participants who have at least 3 years work experience, who could join the program while being in a working situation. It's a blended organization, so it's considered to have home contents which are more relevant than those offered in streaming in the regular class. Both programs are delivering up to 60 credits, which are those which are required in the metrics of the Italian education system to obtain the diploma di master di primo livello. What is the quarter structure of the program? Well, we start, as I said, mid-January. We have pre-courses, which are particularly important to have a good starting point to the entire participants. It offers the basics of different topics. It allows those who have a different background than economics and management to fulfill the gap on the main topics which are relevant to the different activities. The classwork start in mid-January and will last at the end of March, when the exams are taking place. The exams refer to the courses that were organized in this first quarter. So we have roughly half of the 12 topics which are scheduled in this first quarter, and half which are scheduled in the second quarter. Beside the main topics of the 12 subjects which are delivering credits. We have also on-demand contents that are offered to the student. The typical student week implies live classes from Monday to Friday, scheduled in the early afternoon, and also opportunity to prepare those classes or revise some of the contents that were offered in the streaming classes with video lessons that could be accessed anytime by the participants. We also have business talks, which are interesting opportunities to meet managers, introducing the jobs, their industries, their organizations, and discussing some of the topics which have been tackled during the different courses of the program. Talking about the online classes, we require attendance up to at least 80% of the total hours in each subject in order to qualify to write the first exam session. Each exam has got a single exam session plus a possible retake if the result were unsuccessful. However, since the contents are pretty demanding, and we have the students also joining from different background, we consider to be crucial having a full attendance to the courses in order to qualify to write properly the exams that you are required to prepare in the 12 topics, or rather 11 topics of the master program. On demand is the activity I was mentioning earlier, and it refers to contents that have been prepared by the faculty of the different topics, and the business talks that we make available to participants. As I mentioned earlier, we have a close collaboration with the companies, and this is shown already from the business talks, which are designed to enhance the knowledge of our participants in different fields. And these activities are strongly connected to the teaching of the different topics, since it offers opportunity to see situation where the management has been tackling some of the issues that have been theoretically presented during the courses. The second quarter start after Easter vacation usually, and it scheduled between April and July. The organization is similar to the one that we have presented as far as the first quarter in terms of the classwork. However, what we have presented as business talks is replaced here with fieldwork activities, which are assignment that are offered by the partner companies and which allow our participants to have hands-on on specific projects. The activities, as far as the fieldwork, is concentrated on Monday and Tuesdays, while the live classes takes place from Wednesday to Friday, once again, early afternoon Italian time. Video lessons are also available, video contents for the topics offered in the second quarter of the program. So a strong investment on fieldwork activities. We have 2 full-time days, which are designed to develop this activity over this period of time that goes from April to July. And this is a specific activity that we have designed since the beginning to offer something which is very similar to the in-company activity people will be faced to once accessing organization open to international markets. The activity is organized in small groups, and we also try to foster team building skills during the focus groups organization. The live class in streaming refer to the topics that have been scheduled in the second quarter. These are complemented by the video lessons, which, as I said, as far as the topics offered in the first quarter, will complement or further develop the contents offered during the online classes. The third quarter is devoted to the internship. The requirement of the Master International Business is limited to around 300 hours internship, which are usually scheduled over 3 months. So should the internship start at the beginning of September, there will be enough hours already by end of November. However, companies are often requiring up to 6 month internships. So in that case, the entire program won't last 12 months. It will rather last 15 months, as I said, at the in the early stage of the introduction. This is, sorry, I mentioned 300 hours, but the required number of hours is 500. Is in this case an individual activity, differently to the field work we mentioned earlier, and we have in that case an internship supervisor, while in the fieldwork activity we have an academic tutor appointed by the master program. At the end of the internship, the student is required to prepare this final report, which will be presented at the final exam, and that will be the last activity that allows to obtain then the master in international level, in international business, master di primo livello. We have 3 sessions for the final exam. This is because, as I mentioned, the beginning of the internship may vary depending on the situation of different students, countries, opportunities. So we had the first session in winter 23, a second one in spring 24, and a third session in summer 24. Will finally lead to the diploma di master di primo livello. What are the subjects offered in the Master in International Business? actually 12 topics. These are those we are presenting also on our internet site. There is a number of topics which are referred to management studies. Another couple of courses are referring to economics. Other are referring to legal system and contractual law, and international transportation and logistics. There is also a course which doesn't deliver credits, which, however, we consider particularly important for those who are interested in an international career. And I'm referring to the social skills and negotiation techniques, which is normally scheduled across the 2 terms of the program. Beside the classes that we offer online, a master program strongly relies on the experience participants are able to develop through what we call practical work activities. So I already mentioned some of these business talks taking place in the first term, then fieldworks designed together with the partner companies of the program. We have a number that you can also consult in our internet site. It's common that among the business talks, we have companies that are also considering to offer fieldworks. In that case, they appoint a company coach that is the internal interface of the fieldwork team, and we have an academic tutor that is supporting the students in developing the project that have been assigned. And finally, the internship, which is the most relevant practical work activity and allows the participant to be involved in a current working situation. This is also, in terms of the credit matrix, particularly important. It's a mandatory activity, so those who are not successfully fulfilling the requirement of the internship cannot earn the 10 credits, which are mandatory to obtain the final degree. What about our participants? Well, we have some statistics which may turn to be relevant for those who are curious to learn more about the Master International Business. Up to 70% of the graduates receive a job proposal within the very early month after graduating, 70% in particular during their internship, up to 93%, which is almost the entire group of participants, will have a job proposal or unemployed with different contract forms within 6 months after graduation. The internship salary average is 850 euros. So all internship that we are offering and our participants are considering are paid internship. The activities are carried out in different countries depending on the origin of the students, and also depending on their interest of having a work experience in a particular country. So we have up to 50 countries which are those where internship activities were carried on. To have further information about the Master International Business, you can also refer to the social platforms that we have developed. So we have Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram presence. But even more important, you can see the link of the MIBmaster.it, which is the internet site of the program. So this is the overview of the program we wanted to offer. Thank again on behalf also of the MIB staff, and we wish you got an interesting piece of information, and I look forward to having you as a potential candidate for the new MIB Online program. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye.